Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sleepout podcast. I'm your host Jay. Today I'm joined by my co-host Liam.
How's it going?
Hi.
Will.
Hi.
And Finn.
What's up, bro?
Hi.
Will, fuck off.
Shut the fuck up, Will. And today we're joined by a very special guest, Acacia.
Hey. What's up, Acacia? How's it going, bro? Yeah. Acacia, how's it going today? How's everyone doing today? It's the final week of lockdown, finally. Or technically the final week of lockdown, and then we go to the fucking red light, green light, fucking Squid Game traffic light looking ass system.
Fuck, it's cool. Might have some different thoughts about that.
That is true. Let's just stay in our little island and not touch anywhere else. Anyway, today's episode's not about that, because that's what we talk about every episode. Acacia, how are you doing on this fine day? Acacia,
I'm okay.
You doing good, mate? Welcome to the podcast. We've kind of wanted to have you on here for a while, but seeing as we wanted to do the episode in person, and then we couldn't do in-person episodes for like 3 months, we just thought, fuck it, may as well do it tonight.
Yeah, man. I'm keen.
Yeah, mate.
I'm
glad.
Yeah, we're keen to do it. Let's start with
Yay.
Acacia, bro, you've been a good friend of ours for a while. I reckon we should go through and we should talk about how we all met you and how we came to be the friendships we're in today.
That would be awesome.
That would be cool. I'll kind of start, I guess. How did we meet? From your end.
Am I saying? Okay. Well, I don't know.
you moved here. I remember the first time that you've seen me, that you saw me. I guess.
Actually, the first time I saw you and I didn't know who you were was I just moved here, 2016, and I saw you at Shelley Beach with your grandparents.
That's right.
I remember specifically that it was you because you were fucking this kid with this long ass ring of curly hair, and I was like, I'm gonna remember you forever.
Yeah, the chubby long ass curly hair kid. That's kind of who I was for ages.
Yeah. and then we got to school, and I was like, hey, that's you.
But at school we kind of like didn't talk for ages because I was a little bit scared of you. I was scared of everyone, but I was a little bit more scared of you and a few other people.
Why?
I don't know, because it was like you, Will Harvey, and like Joe all kind of seemed a little bit more like cool and like not swaggery, but like they were like the big kids. I was still a little like, I just finished primary school and I was like, oh, I gotta be scared of the big kids, and you guys were all like seemed more mature than us, so I was just like, I'm scared, I'm not gonna talk to them. And
was
then
it because we were tall?
It kind of was. I was still short as fuck back then. You were taller than everyone back in year 7.
But it was like 7 foot.
7'2", and now
You shrunk.
you shrunk. Gravity got the best of you, bro. It's taken you down.
Yeah, bro. I'm really disappointed.
And then I remember there was this one specific memory that I have, which you will remember this, Acacia. I'm in a random one of your Musical.lys from like 2016.
Oh, yes.
I remember when TikTok came around and they were like where you could go back into your old Musical.ly account via TikTok. I mean, you just sent me a video one day saying, haha, remember this? And it was you doing like some random dance and me just standing in the background looking really scared.
No. It was.
What? Can I see that video?
Yeah, of course. We'll send it to you.
Oh, yeah, I'll find it.
Surely send it to me.
Just a random Musical.ly that I was taking in class. Of what was it? Fucking 7R or some shit.
It was some popular song back then.
Yeah, it was like Johnny running into the classroom with knives or scissors or something. And I just walked outside and you were just like Naruto running down the stairs.
Oh no!
I definitely need to see this.
We definitely all need to see this. I'll see if I can chuck it in the like description of this video or something.
Yeah.
I don't like year 7 and 8 was kind of a blur because I was scared of everyone and really bad at talking to people. So I don't remember like the kind of interactions I had back then, but I think it was more like I think it kind of was like year 9 that we started hanging out more.
Yeah, because we were in music together.
Yeah, we were in music together, and that's when the band that was when the person that was singing in the band, can't remember who it was, fucked off. Sorry?
I think it was Kika.
Yeah, it was Kika. That's right.
Yeah, it was Kika.
Kika fucked off. Oh, what?
I swear it was Jemima.
Yeah. Oh no, it was Jemima, and we had Will Harvey just sitting in it for some reason. And we used to practice in my main room, and then those two left. This was back when we were like little like year 8s, and we were like, bro, our band's gonna go somewhere. I hope so. And we just play Seven Nation Army 4 times over. And then we took music together, and I remember I'd been away for like like a couple weeks, and I come back, and Gareth, who was like leading our band at the time, just goes, Finn, we've got 2 new members of the band. We got Fingers. And I was like, who the fuck is Fingers? And that's what I used to call Jaden back then, because he was way better at guitar than anyone else.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh fuck, we need a singer. And then we asked you, because I knew you could sing, because we'd been taking music. And then you ended up being in the band for like fucking 4.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we broke up.
Are you no longer in the band?
The band kind of...
There is no band anymore.
The band is on temporary hold, but we've been on temporary hold for about 8 months now. Because we were...
kind of consists
well,
of
that's
just me
great.
and Finn now.
Yeah, our band teacher, like our most recent band teacher, Jay, you'll remember this as well, was like, you guys can take a good while to practice on your own, maybe write some stuff if you want, and then you can come back when you're feeling more like you'll function better as a band. We did not do any of the things that he said, and I haven't talked to him in like 6 months. Which is a shame, because that band practices we used to have were pretty fun, but eh.
They were fun, but I don't know. I don't really like that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I won't say names, but bro, if you're listening,
What guy?
the guy that taught us in band, he used to go to our school actually. You won't know him anyway, Will, but he was just like, he would teach us, we'd play songs, and then we'd play like the basic necessities of a song, and he'd just whack like a 4-minute guitar solo over it. And we'd be like, we've been playing for 7 minutes, can we end it now? And he'd just be like, no, one more bar, and just keep going. It was quite funny. But yeah, from
I
that...
met that guy like once.
Teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a great way of teaching. But from that point onwards, I guess, from band, we just started hanging out more at school, and then outside of school. And then there were a few days, like the random day in the rain, when we went to Countdown with Jay and Mateus, and we made a train out of trolleys. That's a really specific memory that I have, and I have a bunch of photos of it. Sorry?
And then we went to the skate park.
That's right, it was pissing down with rain. That's a really weirdly specific memory I have, because that was a day that I got really close with like all of you guys. Not that I wasn't close before, but that kind of solidified it.
I think that was like the first time that I probably hung out with you guys outside of school.
Yeah, that's right. Because we were just like,
Yeah, pretty
outside of
much.
school and band practice.
because that was back when we had a band group chat, and I was just like, fuck it, do you guys want to all hang out? And then we all rocked up, apart from Jaden, because he was off fucking shitting and farting somewhere. Anyway,
What the fuck?
how did the rest of you guys meet old Acacia here, bro?
I actually have no clue, to be honest.
Same way as you, pretty much.
Ah.
We don't have
No,
really
I probably,
Come on, guys, elaborate.
I probably met Acacia through you, Jay and Finn, to be honest. That's probably how.
Yeah, that's right, because we used to...
I mean, that would have had to be how, because I don't know how
I kind of
else
just
would.
merged into everyone's lives.
Yeah, because that was back when I was hanging out with you, like Acacia, Jay, Mateus, and then I was also hanging out with like Liam and Jude and stuff, and then we just kind of all... I remember it was the day after my gig, or me and Jay's gig down at Found at the end of year 10. That was when we just kind of started hanging out as a group, but that was the day that we hung out for like 8 hours, just sat on the beach, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
But that was when Andrew was there. Ooh.
I think, like, how we met is because Finn was already friends with you, and then I kind of just met you through Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, with where we live and the school we go to, you're kind of friends with everyone, which is what I really like about it. It's a good kind of culture to be growing up in.
Mm.
Yeah, it's cool. It's nice having that confined, small town community. That's the cool thing about growing up in Waikiki.
Especially having, now that we've all got wheels, bro, we can go around and we can just do kind of whatever we feel like doing. Like today, we were just sitting around, we were like, fuck it, should we climb up a really big mountain and go watch the sunset? And then we did. And it was, sadly, that sunset today, all the clouds were just over the sun and we couldn't see
I was
shit.
so annoyed. I was so disappointed.
Because that would have been so fucking cool. But,
So we're doing that while me
Well,
and Liam was sitting at work.
We were at work.
oh, yeah. But I came home so itchy from that, bro. The grass up there is scary.
Someone was
Me and Leo had a
supposed to,
fatty wrestler.
fatty wrestle. Yeah.
What was that, Liam? What did you say?
Yeah, I got.
Oh, no, well,
I
you
was saying Will was supposed to be at work, but he was not.
Shut up! I got Leo in an armbar, and I won.
Damn, that's crazy. Who could have seen that coming?
Actually, that was a funny fight because you guys were going for ages, and then I look over and Leo's just stuck there, and you're like, "Come on, bro, tap," and he's just like, "Nah, Jay."
Well, I wasn't doing it very hard because I was scared because I don't really know how. I had it in an armbar, but I don't really know how to do it properly, so I was scared I was gonna accidentally fucking break his arm or some shit. So
I mean, Acacia, you
didn't do
broke
it.
Jude's toes today,
Oh,
possibly.
almost.
It's okay.
I mean, I just-
Almost.
What happened?
what
though?
happened is that we were about to wrestle. Jude just elbowed me in the top of my head, and then I went to go like sweep his feet underneath him, but I just fully fucking crunched his toes underneath my shoe.
That's right, because you were.
Hey.
He was completely barefoot and you were wearing shoes.
Yeah, I can't. So like, I stepped on it. I just heard this huge fucking.
The
got off,
crunch.
he dropped to the ground.
You've broken him.
Bruh, it's been 2 years, man. I've got to.
Yeah. we talk about Jude a decent amount in here just because he's such a fucking good cunt.
Dude is a good cunt.
Jude is a good cunt. I'm sure you could. I can sure you could say.
I'm glad you think that way, Acacia.
That. Yeah.
I fucking hate him, man.
Yeah, bro. That's why you're in a 2-year relationship with him because you fucking hate him.
Yeah, no, Liam's just paying me, right, Liam?
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Elaborate. No.
Nah, I'd rather not.
What did he say?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Too long of a
That's okay.
story. No one on who's listening to this will ever understand it. Anyway,
Okay,
so
yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
Well, I'm not letting us move on. You have to tell the story now. No, I'm joking.
That's the end of the
Oh,
episode until you keep going.
It's so irrelevant. That it's like,
On to next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys all
You're
next week.
irrelevant.
Bye.
your mum's irrelevant.
Oh,
No.
ouch. Will just disappeared into a void. What kind of good memories do we have and stories do we have with all of us? Because we've all seen some pretty crazy shit together. We've done some
I
pretty
feel
sick
like we
shit.
should get on to some discussions. You know,
Some discussions
like
like
last
episode.
episode.
Oh,
So we should have
yes.
some topics.
Acacia, seeing as did you listen to last episode?
Nope.
No, last episode I kind of explained, but that was the one where Will ended up like shirtless and screaming at us because we asked like one simple question, and that took 40 minutes to get to that.
Oh,
I feel like we should bring in some more moral dilemmas. Should I crank up the old fucking would you rather thing?
Oh,
Oh,
Will,
no.
do you have any more moral dilemmas? Because last time you brought one that was really you could not let go of.
Should we get Acacia's opinion on that one actually?
Alright.
I reckon that would be a
Good
good
do.
move. So Acacia, I'll propose
here
you
we
this.
go.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll propose you
Okay.
this question, and I'll bring up what we talked about last time. So, if the original question was, if you had a tiny clone of Hitler, who was a perfect clone, so it didn't actually do what Hitler did, but it thought that it did, would you torture it or would you leave it alone?
oh.
It's a really fucking weird question, but it leads to some crazy shit to think about.
I mean, it
I
just led
think-
to a massive thing about do clones have rights and.
Oh. I mean, when you think about it that way.
Because the thing
I
is,
mean, I think
sorry. Oh, well, so the thing is, he's a clone, but he isn't the original Hitler, so he didn't do what Hitler did.
He
So
thinks
it
he
was
does
like-
when he has all the memories.
He just
So it
thinks
was
that
like-
he did.
morally right to kill or like say torture it, even though it didn't actually do any of the things that Hitler did. It just thought it did.
well, am I gonna be going to jail for this?
No. There's like
Okay,
5
then
people
Nah,
that
'cause
listen.
no one knows.
There's like
no one
5
knows
people
you
that
have
listens.
So no one knows that I have it. I'm not going to jail for it. It has the memories of Hitler, and it is a clone of Hitler.
Yeah, and it's also tiny. I don't know why that's in there.
Yeah, I don't know why that was a part of it, but apparently it had to be a tiny clone.
Okay, then I think I would torture and kill it.
Okay. Why?
Oh no.
Yeah. What
I think it's just that
See?
morally right though.
Because we all thought that we would torture it at first as well, but then we thought about it, and it's like, but why would we torture it? It's not actually Hitler.
Like, it's done actually nothing wrong. Like someone's just bring it into existence and just like
With the
put these
memories of
memories in it.
Hitler.
So then,
I
like,
feel like we shouldn't. Well, like we shouldn't have another Hitler, though.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
that
we
was
should.
my reasoning. Even if it's not Hitler, it's just a clone of Hitler that has the same thoughts. He's still going to be the same fucked up person that Hitler was, and we don't want that on the world. We've already got enough really fucked up people. So
Yeah.
I would say we just get rid of it and just move on with our day, because there's no downsides to getting rid of this thing. Otherwise, you might fucking get a little red stain on the bottom of your shoe.
Yeah, I don't think
The
we should go
moral-
like too in depth into this particular topic again, because that was literally half of last episode. But
I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
something. I'm gonna Google moral dilemmas to like just shit to discuss. This one is titled "Your Best." Oh, this is coming from BuzzFeed, so it might be shit. But your best friend's wedding. You're at your best friend's wedding just an hour before the ceremony is about to start. Early that day, you came across definitive proof that your best friend's fiance is having an affair with the best man. You catch them sneaking out of a room together and looking disheveled. If you tell your friend about the affair, their day will be ruined, but you don't want them to marry a cheater. What do you do? I just tell my
It's-
mate.
It's such a non-mo. You
that's-
just tell your mate. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
no.
Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, of course
no,
you
that
tell.
sucks.
That does
That's
suck.
such a shitty one. There's not even any moral dilemma about
mean, if
that.
you're a
Don't
good
ruin their
friend,
day.
Yeah,
But then also, it's like, what you like? If you're actually their like real friend, you're not gonna not tell them.
I mean, like, would you rather ruin their day or ruin their whole life?
Exactly.
That's, you know.
Because if they marry them and then find out later in the track, then they're gonna have to get a divorce and all that fucking shit. And it's just
Yeah,
gonna,
no, and then
it's
they're
gonna be even
probably not
worse.
going to be friends with you because you knew about it and didn't
Yeah.
tell them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's much better to just be like on the day, yo.
Yo, you're about to commit to something that you do not want to be doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't fucking
That's
do
such
it.
an easy answer.
Yeah.
Damn.
Another common moral kind of dilemma is the trolley problem, which is if you there's a runaway train going down towards like a switch in the tracks. You have the ability to change the like which way it goes. On one set of tracks, there's one person tied to the tracks who will get killed, and on the other set of tracks, there's 4. Do you leave the switch and let it kill? Oh no, sorry, it's the other way around. Do you leave the switch and let it kill 4 people, but you weren't involved, or do you change the switch and only kill one person, but it was technically your fault that they died?
Yeah,
I
I remember.
killed
I
one
remember
person.
that. That one was weird.
Yeah, I remember they had this
Kill
one.
4 people.
But the thing is, if you killed that one person, would you get charged with murder?
Yeah,
you,
that's the.
you get charged with man. Oh, you'd
You
probably get charged with
No,
manslaughter.
you'd be charged with murder because you.
Oh yeah,
Used
true.
to
Because you
retain-
consciously made the decision.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. It just would
But
be.
they'll overturn it because they'll be like, oh, but he did it to save the 4 people, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know,
true. It's
because
kind of a hard.
Change to prison though.
I feel like you'd still go to
Huh?
jail. You know.
I feel like
Yeah,
it
but
wouldn't
not
be as bad
largely.
as like in terms of going to jail. I feel like it wouldn't be as bad as if you just like purely murdered them.
No, you would definitely have a bit more like
You'd have more charges on your name if you were to kill the. Oh, well, the thing is
Wouldn't
that.
you still be done for something
But if you
let it
didn't
hit
act-
4 people?
Nah,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
but
kill
then
the
it-
4 people,
because
you get
you
away with
didn't-
it. Let's make it that. Let's make it that.
And you get
If
away
you
with
kill
it.
if you kill 4 people, you get away with it, but you have to live with the fact that you killed 4 people.
And didn't stop it, yeah.
And you could
Uh,
and you could have consciously made the decision to stop it, but you didn't.
Wait, so we're making that you only get in trouble if you kill the
Kill
one
the
person.
one person,
Yeah.
because it was directly your fault.
I'd
Yeah.
probably kill the one person, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want
If it was
4.
someone that I had no idea who it was, and like,
That's selfish, though. That's selfish to not kill, to not switch it to the one person. He just let the 4 people die because you want to get away.
Yeah, true. It's a kind of
It is, but
To kill the
murder
4
is not a
people.
small charge. It's a big.
But it's not murder because the circumstances are different.
Well,
No,
kind of.
let's just make it that you get charged with murder if you kill the one person.
No,
it makes
but
it more
that
interesting.
doesn't make any sense.
No, but
it
you
Okay,
doesn't.
probably would get
manslaughter,
charged with
whatever,
murder.
it doesn't fucking matter. It's still like
There's
a
a high-
20 to 25-year sentence.
There's a high
No,
chance that you'd
but
be
the
charged with manslaughter.
circumstances of the thing are
No, but I still don't think they would let you off with no charge because you
they
still
wouldn't let you off, but they'd
consciously
let you
made-
off way lighter, way lighter.
not necessarily. They'd probably just give you the minimum sentence, which is still a
They'd probably
long
give
ass
you, like, a
fucking
5
time.
Yeah.
They'll probably give you like a 5-year probation.
The minimum sentence for murder is like literally 10 years. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
it's
like-
not murder, is it?
The thing
It's
is,
less.
no, it's still
no,
murder.
no, it's still murder.
But it's
Because you're
not.
consciously,
No,
but
because
you're
you
consciously
conscious-
making the decision to
But
kill
it's
someone,
murder.
right?
It's murder to just stand there and watch the 4 people die. So then you're gonna get charged with 4 counts of murder?
It's not
no,
murder.
that's not murder because you didn't have any
Yes,
part
it
of
is.
No, you
No,
didn't.
you didn't.
That's
No,
that's the
because you
thing.
didn't
Yeah,
have
but
anything
you
in-
just stood there and watched. You could have done something, so you're still
Yeah,
gonna
but
go
Done
be
something by
punished.
murdering another person.
I think there's a difference between.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
no,
not
but
murdering that one person, you murdered
no,
4.
Will, you can make all the specifics like that, but we're just saying that if you kill the 4 people, you get away in this scenario, and if you kill the one person, you don't get away.
Yeah.
Well, that's
you-
stupid. I
Well,
don't like those
you-
rules.
The thing is, even if you decided to let it hit the 4 people, you wouldn't be done for murder.
It's
You might
yeah
be,
no.
you may
'Cause
be
the thing
done for
is-
something, but not murder.
If you were to switch the tracks, you would be done for
You
murder
probably-
because you directly had the input to kill that person. But if
Yeah,
you
to kill
didn't
that
switch
person.
them and you killed 4 people,
Well,
You-
But they're
you did
taking. But
well, how would
But
they
the
charge
thing
you
is,
in
there's
that
a way-
case?
deciding your punishment.
you'd
The
be
people
used as a
deciding your
witness.
punishment would take into account the fact that you did it to save the 4 people, and
That's
it would be different.
true.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you'd
They would
still
take
get,
it-
you'd
they-
still get a sentence of
Yeah,
at
but
least 10
not-
years.
well, no, not because they would take into account that you did what you did to save the 4 people. So you
Yeah,
wouldn't
but you
get
still
punished as
murdered
Yeah,
hard.
no,
one
but
person.
It would still be considered murder. They'd put it under a charge of murder.
Yeah, but if you left it, just left the 4 people to die, then it would be 4 counts of murder because you just
No,
stood there
because
and
you'd be,
watched.
if you let it the 4 people die, then you'd be used as a witness, not a
You're
murder.
not
because you were
directly
not-
murdering them.
you're not
If
directly-
if you switch the train tracks, your hand switched the tracks to kill that one person. Therefore, you consciously killed them. Even if you want, it doesn't matter if you wanted to or not. I would kill the 4 people
What?
so that I don't
That's
have to go to
so
fucking
weird.
prison for the rest of my life, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, but then you have to live the rest of your life with the
But imagine the
conscience
moral
that you killed
guilt.
4 other people. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's you have to live the rest of your life with the constant guilt of the.
I
death of
still
the 4
have to.
people.
I still have to live my fucking rest of the life with constant guilt of one person,
I
and
feel like-
then I have to go to prison for 20 years and probably get fucking butt raped every day. I'm good.
And the thing is,
Yeah,
if
but
you,
the,
if
the
you
death of the one
consciously-
person.
if you consciously decide to
Leave
kill that
and kill
one
the
person, like to pull the lever and kill that one person, then I feel like it'd have more of a like toll on you because you decided to kill them. If you
Okay,
just
so-
saw the train hit
You
4
didn't
people,
decide
you
to
had
kill them
nothing
'cause
to
you-
do with that. That was just you happened to witness that. Therefore, you're a
Okay, so
witness.
I've
not
just-
like,
No,
I've
but
just
you
done
have
my
to live your
research.
whole life. You have to live your whole life knowing that I could have switched the lever and saved those 4 people and only taken out one.
Yeah, imagine
And
how
if
much
you
it would
did
fuck
that-
you
If
up.
you did that and took out the one person, you'd be like, I know that's horrible that I switched the lever and got that one person killed, but I did the right thing because by doing that, I saved the 4 people, and
Except,
saving
right.
4 people is far greater than saving the one person.
but
I've
is that the right thing to do?
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
Acacia.
Acacia, go.
I've just done my research.
I'd say
But-
so.
If in this situation, you did get charged for the 4 people,
Yeah.
you'd get charged for murder either way.
Would you? Oh,
For
okay.
the one person, you'd get charged with first-degree murder because you intentionally knew what you were doing. And for second degree, you'd get charged with second degree. For the 4 people, you'd get charged with second degree murder because it wasn't intentional. It's happening.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. And the charges for
Then I'd probably kill the one person, to be honest.
what would the charges for what would the jail time for 1 count of first degree murder be versus the charge for 4 counts of second degree murder?
Well, the 4 counts would definitely be higher.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So
Second degree,
1 count
could
of
it-
second degree murder is 8 years.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so
Yeah.
and then what's 1 count of first degree murder?
Hold on, I'll just look it up.
Oh, got it. Doing our research.
What if I just blew up the train?
Oh, wait, no.
You'd be charged with arson.
Yeah, no, first degree, the penalty for first degree murder is a sentence of life imprisonment with non-parole period of at least 10 years.
Mm.
So you would just be, so yeah, you'd either be locked up for, you can either choose
And life in prison, and a life sentence in New
Prison
Zealand
is
is
pretty
40
much-
years.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's 40 years.
So it's 40 years.
Oh, no, I think it's
20
less
years.
than that.
Oh no,
it
it's
might be 25.
20 years probation.
It might be 25. But...
I'd probably go for the 1 person then, because then, as well as saving 4 people, I don't end up in prison for 32 years. I can only end up in prison for a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 25.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's been a real life
well, a
account of
maximum
the
of
trolley driver
25 on
dilemma.
good behavior.
Yeah.
But I feel like I feel like this is kind of taking it away from the moral dilemma point, though.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
think?
I was
We're
just-
just worried about prison time at this point. We're
So
not
I
actually
think it's
thinking
more
about
now. I think we should go back to like, what do
I
you
think-
more think is morally right?
Yeah, no, and now we're just being like, now we're just wondering, now we're just wondering how much damage it would do to ourselves. Apparently,
You know what I
actually,
would do, guys?
Mhm.
I'd just stop the train.
yeah, no,
Yeah, bro.
With my bare
I'd
hands.
simply just intervene.
I'd actually I'd switch to the hidden third track, which I didn't tell you guys about, which has nothing on
Yeah.
it and also has a balloon for me, for being a good boy. Apparently, actually, in 2003, there was a real-life incident of the trolley problem where a runaway string of 31 unmanned freight cars was barreling towards Los Angeles, and the choice was to either leave like a passenger train in the way of the runaway train, or move it so the train would continue and crash into a low-income area of housing. They ended up just switching it to letting the train crash into the area of low-income housing, which is kind of fucked, but also it saved everyone on the passenger train.
And also, they could have gotten anyone living
Yeah.
like, where it would hit.
No
to-
one actually died. Only it crashing into like the runaway train crashing into the neighborhood only injured 11 people. Sorry, 13, and they were minor injuries.
Ah, yeah.
Hmm.
So it worked out.
It did work out. Apparently, it nearly killed a pregnant woman though, but she got out of her house in time.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. What
What
other?
is this?
This is a real life example of the trolley problem. Oh, what
Are
the?
you alive, Will?
This is a more a related problem when it comes to the trolley problem. Apparently, it's called the fat man problem.
Right?
The situation is you're on a bridge above where the trolley's going. The trolley's headed towards 5 people. You either have the choice to leave it and let the 5 people die, or to push a very fat man in front of the train and stop it but kill him. This is the actual description of the problem.
Wait.
I-
What was it?
It's either you let the trolley kill 5 people, or you put a fat person in front of the trolley to stop it but kill him.
Oh, I'd put the fat man.
That's. Well, what was your answer? What was
Piece
your
of
answer?
shit.
What was your answer for the first one? Would you put kill 1 or kill 5?
1.
1. Yeah, no, I think I'd go with 1. Because it saves the more people.
I do the world good and get rid of that fatso.
I just jump in front of it myself.
I just simply intervene.
I'd be the fat one.
Oh.
It would be it's all my fault. What other problems do you guys know which are similar to that of the trolley problem?
None.
Africa.
Would you punch a child or would you
Africa.
punch an old man?
If you had the choice to punch one, would you
Child.
punch an old man or a child?
The
How
fucking
young of a child?
Yeah, how young are we
the
talking?
child.
Let's make up our
The
own
child
situation
will
here.
heal.
5-year-old. 5-year-old or 95-year-old? Let's make it that.
Yeah, a 5.
5-year-old.
5-year-old.
I'd say it goes with a
Because-
5-year-old because. Oh, but the thing is, if you punched a 5-year-old hard enough, their skull would just cave. But the same goes for a
No,
95-year-old.
you don't punch them in the head then. The thing is, you're
Oh,
If I
old
punched the
person.
old man hard enough, he'd turn to dust.
Nah, it's a square like hook in the fucking face.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Like full force.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I
Well,
would rather punch an old guy because
I feel like
if I
the
got him to
5-year-old
agree to it, I wouldn't feel so bad. But you can't really get a child to agree to punch him in the face.
No, but I feel like, but also I feel
Agree
like
to it,
children-
child.
like a
Come
small
on, mate.
child would be able
Let
to
me punch you in
handle
the
it
face.
a lot better than a really old person.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
Because I mean,
An
old people
old
fall
guy's
down the
fucking-
stairs and become like fully crippled or die. But then
Especially
like
if they're fucking 95, bro.
like,
They're basically
like-
dead at that point.
really young children like fucking fall off a bridge and
Your
they're like,
morals are all over the place, yeah.
I mean, my great grandma's fucking 93 and she could handle a punch.
Some people are, but not all. Some people,
Probably
when they get
hit
to that
the
age, they're like,
child.
fucked.
I'd hit the child because majority of
James-
people when you
James, like,
hit them,
the child and the old man.
What if
Uh,
in this case?
the child because at that age, bro, when you're 95, you'll literally just fucking die if someone punches you square in the face.
What if?
If not,
Yeah, making it faster.
if not of a brain tumor, you'll just get a fucking heart attack, bro. Like, you'll just die of pure shock because someone touched you. Like,
What if the old person had just robbed 10 grand from you?
Oh yeah.
Yo, then I'd fucking punch them.
It says a lot about the selfish parts of our personality.
What? What?
Nah,
The
I'm
other one who
joking.
stole from you? Like, fucking.
Bro, if he's gonna cark it in one day, I'd punch him.
Let's do actually the old. You guys have all seen. Oh, you guys all seen the end scene of Squid Game? Like,
Yeah.
not the end scene.
No,
you know
I
that-
watched half of it, got bored, and stopped
Okay, well,
watching
I'll
it.
explain. There's a thing in there where there's 3 people left. A chick, and they're in the running to win like billions of dollars. A chick gets hit by a flying piece of glass and is bleeding out and is most likely gonna die that night. The other dude goes up and stabs her and just kills her, so that there's only 2 people left, and then the main dude's like all fucked off about that. In that situation, would you just let the other person die? Would you let the other person live in pain, knowing that they could, like, there's a chance they would survive and be in the running for the money that you want, or would you just kill them to put them out of their misery and take the money? It's basically human. It's basically human It's basically putting human suffering in the chance for the person to live over killing them straight away and knowing that there's a higher chance you'll get the money.
Well, I think it depends a lot about how they've been to you throughout the whole game.
Yeah, and how they've been performing. I guess.
Because there's that scene in the Squid Game where they all go around killing each other. So if they were one of the people trying to kill you, then you'd just be like,
That bit
well,
was
fuck
fucked.
you. yeah, that episode was fucked. Yeah,
That whole show was kind of fucked. There's a second season coming, I think.
yeah no,
That's
it
like
is.
the whole show's fucked because that's what the concept of the show was.
Yeah, being fucked.
I mean, from a perspective of someone who's watched that last episode, I can't really think about it any other way because he ended up killing himself either way.
That's right. Yeah, the dude that killed the
Who?
chick. So the dude that killed the chick and like the dude that killed the chick out of spite and like because he wanted the higher chance to win the money, ends up sacrificing himself to let his mate win the money.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings it. That kind of changes it because you know the dude is gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
But imagine how different the show could have gone if they hadn't killed her.
Yeah.
Oh well, the thing is, she was dying anyway. She probably would have ended up carking it before they'd even gone to the next game.
Yeah, because she already had a stab wound.
Yeah, she had a
Wait,
massive
didn't-
piece of glass in the stomach.
In her stomach or neck.
In her stomach.
In her stomach, and then he ended up knifing her in the neck.
If he was just gonna kill himself, then why would he kill her?
Well, he didn't know he was gonna kill himself. Yes.
Yeah, no. He would have just done it to make the chances higher because he was in that range point, and then he was like,
Imagine,
sadness.
yeah, they were all ended up so deranged in that show. Because, I mean, that's the whole thing. They kind of forced them to the edge of human nature.
I think the main character kind of ended up less deranged than he was in the start.
That's true, yeah. He was a fuckwit at the start of the show.
Oh, yeah.
The main character, the dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gihyun was his name. The one with the funny photo everywhere.
Yeah.
The thing actually, and that kind of brings on to that whole show's full of a lot of dilemmas like that. But one of them is, if you were to win that game and you had all this money, but you'd seen what you'd had to do to get to that point, would you spend that money? Because fucking oath I would, bro. I mean, I've been through so much shit that I may as well reap the rewards of it and no longer be homeless.
Oh, yeah.
Because he ends up living like a bum on the
Yeah.
street, growing like a massive beard, not spending any of that money.
Why does he
Oh,
not
I
spend
mean, I
money?
guess,
No
I
clue.
But
guess
if
the
you
money.
actually put in that, and then you afterwards, if you won, you'd be so. They would have destroyed you so much. Then it would be kind of feel super wrong to spend any of the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it would be your last tipping point of guilt
Yeah. You'd be like,
that you're using the money that you like.
You've literally just seen 455 people die right in front of your eyes, and like all this
Yeah.
fuck shit happen, and you know what and you know it happens every single year, and then you're just like, oh well, let's go buy a Lambo.
yeah, I won. I did cool.
Let's go dye my hair and buy a suit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he dyes his hair red.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
and then
I've
he's
seen
like,
the
I'm gonna go
photos.
see my daughter, and then he gets called to be a VIP, and he just turns back.
He's. Oh, is that what happens? Does he get called to be a VIP?
Well, that's what I'm guessing because you know how like when the VIP episode came up, it was because all of the players that have won in the past ended up being VIPs, and that's why that guy's brother was like the head.
Oh, that's
head
what
guy.
that was. I never put two and two together. Two and two together in that situation, because I remember his brother like disappeared a few years ago and went off to do the went off to do the game, came back really fucked up, and then disappeared around the same time that the game started.
Yeah,
And then then the police officer dude found out that his brother was now leading the game. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and those old white dudes.
The
I
one
don't think
the ones that
I
tried to
think
get a
they
fucking
were-
hand job.
I'm still confused over that one.
What?
because I don't know if they were VIPs or because
I think they were just really fucked up rich people that paid a lot of money to come see a bunch of people fight for their lives.
yeah, and that was
Yeah,
where the
they were
money came
betting
from.
on them.
Yeah, that's right. They were betting.
The whole point was because you know how at the very start of the show, Ji-hun and all of them were betting on the horses.
Yeah.
It was basically the
Metaphor.
rich white people. It was a metaphor, and the rich white people were betting on them like horses. And it was basically how money will fuck up the human brain so much that you just see fellow humans as numbers,
Yeah.
and like you'll just bet on them.
Yeah, the whole concept of that show is like a massive kind of social commentary on how fucked up everything is at the moment.
It reminds me of that whole concept. Just reminds me of that one episode of Black Mirror where what is it? I can't remember exactly what episode it is, but it's the episode where everyone's got like a rating on each person that they see, and if you get a really
Nosedive.
low rating, you end up bankrupt and
Yeah.
and
It's called
homeless.
Nosedive.
That's a really
Yeah.
good
It's
episode.
really good.
There's also the funny thing is China's actually running a social a social credit system where they basically do the same. Like they give each person a rate, like an individual rating depending on their behavior. And if you have a low social credit, you can't like buy a car or go to a good school, which is kind of really fucked up because that just means that the entirety of China is a massive surveillance state.
Mm.
And it's literally just a mimic of a Black Mirror episode, but I don't think it's pushed to the extreme as much as it is in Nosedive. Regardless, it's really fucked up.
Yeah.
I remember when I went
I
to...
mean, like,
Sorry.
on the topic of Squid Game and all that sort of shit, did you guys hear about that whole situation where these 3 teenage boys in South Korea illegally downloaded Squid Game
Oh, yeah.
and two
Oh,
of them
yeah.
ended up with like a 10-year social service thing, and one of them's getting executed.
Yeah, in North
It
Korea.
was a
Because they
it
were
was a
Oh, North
bootlegging it.
Korea.
It was a student who got it, and then he shared it with other students, and then one of them snitched pretty much,
Yeah.
and then the guy who originally like got it, yeah, he's getting executed, and then like a few of the other people who were like watching it are getting like put into like fucking labor camps and shit.
Mm. North Korea is
fucked.
such a fucked up kind of society. If you do anything wrong, they're just like, fuck you, you're working your ass off the rest of your life or
They
you're
watch
dead.
Squid Game, and the guy who fucking like torrented it is getting executed. That's so
Yeah.
fucked up.
It's because they don't have any sort of broadcasting in
Mm.
there.
There's like
Um,
nothing you can do
Internet.
over there.
Yeah, no, because it's just like the definition of what's it called?
It's full on communism. It's like everyone gets the same, but
Yeah,
that ends up being nothing.
Yeah, it's just a dictatorships.
Yeah, that's what
Dictatorship state, and they fucking look up to the Un family. Like they call it, it's called the Un dynasty, and they literally think of like Kim Jong Un and stuff as a god.
Yeah.
It's weird as
Yeah.
fuck.
I remember it's similar, but not quite to the same degree as North Korea and China. I remember when I went there, there is no Netflix, no like, oh, there's Netflix, but it's very limited titles. I remember when I got to the hotel and I jumped on the Wi-Fi, I couldn't open Instagram, I couldn't open TikTok, I couldn't open it like Twitter, Reddit, any of that. I couldn't even open YouTube. The only thing I could do was text people. And I remember at one point I was like, I texted one of my friends from ages ago who I didn't even know if my number worked or not. And I was like, yo, can you log into my Instagram and just tell the people that I was messaging that I can't message back because I literally cannot open Instagram because I'm in China? And he was like, yeah, all sweet, bro. But then I remember, because that was the first night we stayed. The second night I ended up staying in China, we got moved to this really nice hotel where, like, American executives would stay. There was, like, a panic button in the room that if you hit it, they'd send a security team to your room.
Really?
And yeah, it was fucking weird. But I remember one of the things they had there, which is completely illegal, was the Wi-Fi had a VPN, so I could just do whatever I wanted. And it was so funny because we would have been some of the very few, like some of the very few people in China who were actually able to access the proper internet. It was nuts.
Whoa.
Yeah, but one of the things about how they have it over there is that they just have this one app called WeChat which you can use to do everything. It's like WhatsApp, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and anything else rolled into one app. So when you like leave China and go to somewhere where you can use other social media platforms, they just don't see a point because they've just got WeChat. And the issue with WeChat is that every message is checked by a government server before it's sent, and if you say a certain word, they just delete your message.
Yeah, I remember in Bali, I had to use a VPN to like get into some of just like the usual things that we just have here.
It kind of makes you feel like privileged to not live in such a in a place where you've got such a fucked up kind of surveillance government. Like people in New Zealand complain about my freedom because we've been in lockdown for so long, but like the way that they get those messages out is through social media, which isn't even accessible to literally 1 billion people just across the ocean from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Anyway, if you had a tiny clone of Osama bin Laden, actually bringing back to the whole moral dilemmas theme, this is another one that I've got. If you were given, would you rather take
Yes.
would you rather be given like $5,000, because that's semi-realistic money for our kind of age. If you were given $5,000 that came from completely like ethical legal sources, you were just given it suddenly and it was completely okay, would you take that, or would you take $15,000 that was given to you after they found it in the body of someone who'd been killed?
I'd take $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I'd take 5 because I wouldn't be able to live with the guilt that I was just spending some random dead cunt's money.
You'd also be a part of the crime as well.
That's
Yeah.
true. And you'd also probably be done for fraud because you'd been spending it under their name.
Yeah, and tampering with evidence. and all that
100%
sort of shit.
5,000.
Yeah.
100% the 5,000. Fuck
Jay
the
and Liam?
50,000.
What?
God.
If you were given
Jay's gonna fucking say you would have eaten a dead person.
If
Wait,
you were
what?
if you were given $5,000 that was given to you as a gift, and there's no like moral hitches about it, would you rather take that, or would you take $15,000 that had been found on the body of a dead person? Let's actually change that.
That's it. That's his whole opinion.
Who found it on the body
Let's
of
okay.
the
We'll
dead
give it.
person?
We'll give it more situation. Say it was after the evidence was processed and it was used as evidence. The police were just like, "You discovered the body. Here's $15,000." For some reason, they wouldn't do that. If you were given
If they did do that.
yeah, so if you were given the $15,000 by the police, but you still know that it came out of the pockets of a dead person, would you still take
If
it?
the
Or would you...
police gave it to me, then I'd take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would
Oh,
probably take it
hard.
in that case.
Well, then, because why wouldn't you? Because, I mean, it's not like you just, like, found a dead body, fucking looted it, and then ran off.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, in that sense, then yeah, I'd just take it.
Yeah, no, if I was given it to a... Because in that case, it's almost ethical as well. The only thing is it was once in the hands of a dead person.
Well, the thing is that
I
you're
mean,
gonna
either
use
way,
it.
it would still go back into circulation.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna use it, and other people also gonna be using that money that they would never know came off a dead person.
Yeah, and it's not like the police, like, if they, once the case is, like, solved and done with, if the money is fine, they're not gonna just get rid of it. It's just gonna get put back into circulation anyways, so it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, thinking of that, I wonder if any of us have handled money that had once been handled by someone who's no longer alive.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I'd
100%.
say, yeah. Because cash fucking
Most
travels,
definitely.
bro. A lot of the cash that, like... Because you'd think that we have cash, like, that's come over from Auckland, that if some of our cash goes back to Auckland, then that cash would travel down down the country. Cash goes everywhere.
Money's been
Oh, like
everywhere.
Yeah.
Flynn found that coin from like 1982 or some shit.
Yeah, imagine the places that's been.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, most money you get, there's like some fresh, crisp bill has been handled by millions of people.
Mm. Yeah, actually, I wonder. That's why I remember my grandparents used to always tell me that I should never ever put money in my mouth, because when I was like 2, you know, when you're a kid and you just decide to put random shit in your mouth and you're like, holy shit. Maybe it was just me, but
Copper.
yeah. I remember I got like yelled at by my nan once because I put a $2 coin in my mouth, and I was like, why? It's just a $2 coin that came out of your wallet. Nothing's happened to it. I now realize that I'd probably just put the germs of like fucking 5,000 people in my mouth.
Oh yeah, I know. I used to get told off for that as well.
Yeah. If you ate your parents' money as a kid, don't worry about what's in the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some shit that kids do which probably builds our immune system so fucking hearty. Because
I
we all
used to eat it.
Drinking
eat
tap
dead
water on
snails,
Waikiki
bro.
does.
yeah, fuck yeah. Wait, what, Acacia?
I used to eat dead snails.
Like the whole thing?
Yeah, the shell and everything.
Oh, what the fuck?
They are somewhere alive. Someone's here.
I mean,
You're a French
regardless of that point,
person.
but I mean, drinking the tap water here definitely does, because I mean, it's just rainwater, and
yeah.
I mean,
Only
I mean, at least it's
it's
filtered.
not really.
Mine's
It's
barely. The shit at my house is barely filtered, bro. You can go for the filtered tap, which takes like 4 years to fill out one glass, or you
Oh,
can.
we hadn't had our tank cleaned in like 4 years.
Yeah, my tank's been. It's been a good while since my tank's cleaned, and it does run it through like a decent filter, but it's not the kind of shit that like takes everything out of the water.
Yeah.
But I mean, also like, and have you seen your gutters and shit? It's
Yeah,
like,
my gutters are completely blocked at the moment, which is awesome because it's been raining like a decent amount, but we just don't have any water.
why don't you get up there and unblock them, bro?
Because it's a fucking mission. I think we're just gonna get new guttering. Because our gutters are all plastic and have started melting through.
Melting.
Well, not melting, but they've started kind of deteriorating and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was up to.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry if telling you that the tap water at my house is not as filtered as it could be has put you off ever coming over.
Will drinks bore water.
That's true. Will you drink that fresh shit straight out of the ground?
Bore water is not necessarily clean, proven by the school's water.
Oh yeah, we've had.
What?
School runs
My
off
water is fucking great. How dare you?
Your water is pretty crisp up there.
Yeah, Jay.
I love that there have been 2 separate occasions in the history of our school where we just haven't been able to drink the water because it's completely fucked.
You know, most people's tap water
Sorry.
most of the time has a tiny bit of
E.
fucking
coli.
E. coli.
Awesome. I love E. coli.
Most of the time it does.
Yeah. Well, think about like we all live in a place which has been described as a backwards bush society. Imagine the shit that ends up in our water tanks.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. No. Unless you put some
or
in there,
when
Will.
we had like E. coli in our water, and we had that one really big water tank that we used to get water out of like on the
Yeah,
A
it's got
block
piss
deck,
in it.
At the school.
and then that kid pissed in it.
That was Sam Potter.
Was that Sam
No, I
Potter?
thought it was Kahoot.
I don't know. I heard it was Sam Potter.
heard
and
that it was
someone else. I was
Boston.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I thought it was Kahoot.
I thought it was Joe.
Who's Joe?
Joe Mama.
Joe Mama. Oh!
I got
Ah! You're fucking destroyed.
I got
Idiot.
real good there. I won't lie. But yeah, that shit's crack up that we just go to a school that at multiple
Shit
times has had
busting.
fucking E. coli in the water.
Someone pissed in the fucking the water that we were then drinking because there was too much E. coli in the normal water.
We've all witnessed some pretty fucked up shit at our school. It's kind of funny. It's all part of that classic Kiwi experience growing up.
When we had asbestos in the fucking rooms that we learnt in for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah, we did.
They ripped down the entirety of E Block because it was full of asbestos. I remember there was one point where someone fell over and knocked a hole in the wall, and the teacher came over and told us to back away from the hole because there would have been asbestos leaking into the air. It's so scary that humans were just like, oh, look at this shit, bro. It's toxic and it'll give you cancer. Let's build all our houses about it and the people that are ahead of us can worry
Well,
about
I don't
it.
think they really realized that until a lot later.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing with cigarettes, how everyone thought that cigarettes were perfectly healthy and would benefit you.
Yeah.
Because asbestos is fine until it's disturbed. That's when it's bad.
Yeah.
And the thing about asbestos is you could
Everything is
inhale it,
fine
and
until
then
it's
40
not
years,
fine.
and then 40 years later, that's when it kills you.
Yeah. It's the same with smoking. If you smoke a cig, unless you smoke fucking heaps of durries over and over, it's not going to kill you on the spot. It's just going to completely fuck you up later in life. There's a lot of
And,
things like that.
like,
Yeah.
A different great grandma, she lived until 85, and they thought it was from old age, but it ended up being because of lung problems from smoking for so long. But
Yeah.
fucking 85 is a good age to cark
Well,
it.
I mean, some
Yeah.
people get just lucky. Some people can be chain smokers their whole life and die like really old from old age.
Yeah, my
I mean,
my,
other people get
um,
lung
my
cancer
great
at 40.
granddad smoked from like 13 to 60 and still lived until he was 96.
Just
Holy
a lottery.
shit. Yeah, I guess it's also how healthy you are on like beside from that. Because I remember my granddad used to be a fucking hearty stoner back in the days. But he's like both him and my grandma are like up and kicking at what 76 now.
Well, it really depends when you quit as well. Cause like if you quit smoking cigarettes, it'll take a long time. But after about 20 years, your lungs fully like have cleaned themselves out.
Yeah, that's the
It takes a while, but they can fully clean themselves out.
the scary thing that we're going to be seeing in like fucking 40, 50 years from now is all the people who are like middle-aged now who got COVID and are now suffering from long COVID, which is what they call it when you like, because you keep the after effects for a good while. We're just going to about to be seeing a massive generation of humans with fucked up lungs who are going to die really early, which is scary because the effects of long COVID are bad. Like there are people that have talked about having had COVID and then 6 months later they can't even walk up like a one flight of stairs without almost passing out from breathlessness.
Yes.
That's only going to get worse with this new fucking variant going around.
That's why you get your vaccine, guys.
That is why you go and get your vaccine.
Yeah.
The thing with the new variant is that it is like showing signs of being able to sidestep the vaccine, but the symptoms aren't as worse as like Delta and the original variant. What was the original strain even called? Just COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
This was COVID, yeah.
COVID-19.
I think it was called Jeff.
Ah, yeah. And then we downloaded the Delta variant DLC.
I think it was called Joe.
Ah, yeah.
That was so
Jovid.
awesome.
Jovid. Well,
I mean, the
COVID.
thing is just that they've started testing out a vaccine that's like a booster vaccine that is specifically for Omicron.
Already? Fuck, that was quick.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to now because of how fast they spread.
Yeah, and how fast new variants can crop
And the
up.
thing is, yeah, the more it spreads, the more likely it's gonna mutate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. We live in a fucking scary time at the moment. It's not great.
Yeah, who knew this would fucking happen?
Yeah, I remember like
Me. I
Yeah.
know.
yeah, I actually knew. I predicted it
Me
was
and
gonna happen.
me
No
and
one believed
Liam,
us.
me and Liam knew for ages.
I also
yeah.
had
We've
the
been
I
trying
had
to
the
tell
opportunity
people.
to stop it, but also if I had, it would have killed 5 people, and I would have gone to prison.
My
Yeah.
first words when I came out of the womb was, "I'm going to predict that there is a worldwide pandemic in 2019."
I thought there's
And then I
like
kept
he sort
crying.
of predicted COVID, and then like randomly cuts halfway through a song. It's like there will be a global pandemic.
Yeah, because I found the site you can do that on. There's just a site where you can fuck with text to speech voices and make them sound like rappers and shit. And then someone like did that with Kanye's, and it was Juice WRLD, and then edited it into songs. It's very funny.
It sounds nothing like.
It sounds nothing like it,
Guys,
but it's
guys,
close.
Guys, the thing about the pandemic, right,
Yeah.
is imagine if you had a tiny clone of Hitler.
And he got COVID.
Yeah.
Would
So-
you give him the vaccine? Yes or no?
but if you didn't give him the vaccine, then the train would go to the other trolley, the other cart, and then Osama bin Laden and Clifford the Big Red Dog would be killed in a horrible car accident. We have been the Sleepout Show. I hope
And
you guys have a good night.
and you would go to prison for tax evasion
Yeah, I
because you
think
got the
that's- I think
15k
that's- I
instead
think-
of the 5k.
I think that's a good time to wrap it up.
I think that would be a good time to wrap it up. Acacia, it's been
Oh,
very
you
cool
guys are
having you
great.
on. And I'm definitely literally once this Friday rolls around, we'll be able to record episodes in person. So I reckon we try and jump on an episode this Friday. Back in the recording Sleepout. And then we'll be able to have guests, and we'll be able to do proper special episodes like the old Mateus one was, where we just talk about like Mateus and what he's been doing. We will have one of those with everyone, and then after Barrier, we'll try and do it. We'll do our best to have a good old Barrier episode.
Oh, we should get everyone who comes, like, you
Yeah,
know, the
that's
main-
what I was
It's gonna
thinking.
be hard, but we'll
Everyone
try.
who comes.
It will be hard. Maybe we could do that as like a live stream event. We could, if we grow, somehow gain like a semi decent following. Before then, we could just stream like us all in a room talking about the Barrier trip, and then record it and chuck it on the fucking channel.
Yeah.
That'll be mean. Anyway, we've been the Sleepout
Yeah.
Show. This has been Acacia Perry. Acacia, I'd like you to say bye in a very long voice. Say bye like in a very long voice.
Awesome.
That's very helpful. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Woo!